Hello, hello, welcome. How's it going? Hold on, music too loud. Turn down music. I still haven't. It's been months, and I still have not fixed my Spotify buttons, my music buttons on my Stream Deck. I should do that at some point. Hello, welcome. Uh, Not Damen. First, welcome. Not the Batfa. Hello. Megalum. Hello. Call me Dick. Weeb songs. Always. There's usually some kind of weeb song going on in the background. Also, if you hear dog in the background, that's because the dog's in the background. I don't. If she talks and I can't make her stop. If I was not tasteful, I could make a woman joke about that since the dog is a female. But I wouldn't make that joke because I have better control than that. Clearly. Doggo? Yes, Doggo. Doggo in the background. She's been talking so much today. But today, I have no plan as for what to do. So we're just gonna look at stuff. Yap for a bit. I don't know. We're gonna do whatever happens. And that's what'll happen. Good job, streamer. Okay. I guess we can start. Guns. Guns on the table. I think most of these haven't been on the table for a while, except for that one and that one. And more than 50% of these haven't been on the table in a while. So we do have the Phalo, the giant FAL. And this thing is so heavy and so unwieldy. And I need to shoot it more. Except a 308's expensive. We also have the Steyr M9A2, Waifu 11, and Canik TP9 SFT. REM 1911, yes. It is double. We got REM and RAM. So it's not just a REM. So maybe you've got two grips on the 1911. And come on. Name a more iconic waifu duo than REM and RAM. Can't do it. It's impossible. Fruit Salad Puncher, hello, welcome. Revy and Edda, Rem and Stimpy. I don't even know who Ren and Stimpy is. I know who Revy and Edda are. Not more iconic than Rem and Ram, but I know who they are. Who is Ren and Stimpy? It sounds like one of those isn't a waifu. At least one of those. One of those sounds like a mascot. Yeah, one of those sounds like an animal. Like a little rat or something. Stimpy the rat. Kay and Yuri from The Dirty Pair. I said iconic. You guys, if you have to specify where they're from, they're not iconic. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. If if you have to tell me where they're from, it's not iconic. Yes, they are. I don't know what the dirty pair is. It's not iconic. It's not iconic. I'm not saying it's not good. It could be very good. They were the first anime girls I ever heard of. Okay. But things can become more iconic than those with the times. ReZero, much more iconic in the current day and age than any anime that came out before like 2011. It's iconic. Iconic. You guys are missing the word iconic. It's an important key word in this phrase. Majestic Potato, welcome. Welcome, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the dog talking so much. Kei and Yuri are the OGs. I mean, everyone loves Yuri. I don't know who Kei and Yuri are though. That is an old anime, goodness sakes. I can tell just by the art style. $1987. Chat, I'm sorry to break your hearts. Any anime from the 1980s is no longer iconic. Except maybe like Sailor Moon or something. When did Sailor Moon start airing? Sailor Moon was 92. Okay, chat. Any anime that old, no longer iconic. Counter argument, Akira. Okay. That one has gotten a resurgence purely because of memes. Purely because of memes. I can count on one hand the people I know who have actually watched it. Memes, the DNA of the soul. Yeah, you know who I've not seen in memes? Kei and Yuri. They didn't get into the soul DNA. They're not there. Potato, I've watched it. Toonami had it on probably a decade ago. It's a long time ago. A decade? That was like 2015. That's forever ago. Don't you know? Did Toonami still exist in 2015? Does Toonami still exist? Is Toonami... I don't know where they are. Toonami. Oh yeah, apparently. Wait. Do they still exist? Does Toonami still exist? Yes, they still exist. Oh, they ended in 2008 and they were bought out by Adult Swim in 2012. I was right. So Toonami didn't exist in its original form a decade ago, but they got bought out. There you go. There now we know we learned something today. Education. Right. Speaking of education, very bad segue. Gun news. It's been a while since I've looked at gun news. By a while, I mean it's been like a week. Silencer shop sues. Yeah, we already knew about that. The BBL, big beautiful lawsuit, probably. A lot of pictures of the days. FUD Friday. Ithaca is America's old school pump gun manufacturer. That's not like a FUD take, that's just true. JMac tactical AKs. Meh. Ooh, Fedorov. Fedorov. I think we're gonna have to read that one. Fedorov is cool. I like Fedorov. By I like Fedorov, I mean I've seen this one gun and it's very cool. Lots of red dots. Goodness sakes. Stop showing me scopes and optics. That's boring. Anniversary suppressor. People are doing anniversary editions of suppressors now? Why? That's dumb. Old school top brick revolver. Kind of neat. Glasses. Nerds. Magazines. More. What is this? That looks awful. This is a 45-degree mount. Ew. Why does that exist? It shouldn't. I don't like that at all. Suppressors. Yugoslavian 7.9 millimeter M1526 light machine gun. That is ugly. I'm kind of curious about it. It's ugly though. HKs. What is that? Small business. Firearms accessories. Is this a suppressor cover? Why did this looks like it would show up in a sci-fi movie for sure. These guys are just making sci-fi movie props. Beretta somehow releases a gun that has an even weirder stock than the last one. Why is Beretta doing this? Why? Why? Who is asking for these weird stocks on their Berettas? Like, there's already that 1301 with that super strange folding stock. I know they've got the A300 with whatever is going on here. It just... Why? Why are they doing this? It's so weird. The thing with that spur mount is you can take the magnifier off quickly and put it back on when needed. So they reinvented QD systems, I guess. QD systems have existed for a while, though. IDF? The Immune Deficiency Foundation is receiving IWI Negevs? Man, how do I how do I get into the Immune Deficiency Foundation? Iron Mouse raised like $1.5 million for the IDF, and now they're getting IWI Negevs. Oh my, come on. No, that's not what it is. But it'd be funnier if it was. Italian State Police. New rifle. Okay. The metallic rodent is funding the Israeli war effort at $20 million. $20 million for Negevs for the IDF. It's a lot of money. Phoenix, Drake, and Redback. Who is that? Swiss craftsmanship engineered for America? It sounds like it's going to be expensive. Swiss steel and precision. We might have to take a gander at that just to see how much it costs. New SIGs, the SIG Hype rifle. They need to fire whoever gave it that name. New Watchtower Demolitia Blackout. Why is Watchtower still doing the Demolitia line? Honest question. Because like that was in partnership with Demolition Ranch, who no longer exists effectively. I wonder if Demolition Ranch is still getting a cut of the sales from these. Gotta get that passive income, I guess. If it has Swiss in the name, it costs thousands. It's the rule. Yeah, it's a pretty good rule. Schmidt and Bender White Scope for all of your Stormtrooper LARPing needs. Didn't we see this one earlier? Oh, new SIG pistol. Who's gonna buy the new SIG P320? Reserve. No. Let's see. CAC Stoner LAMG. Do we read about the LAMG? Yes. Yes, we do. Concealed Carry Corner, how semi-autos became king. Because they're just better at, like, everything. There you go. Done. Header solely pump rifle. There's going to be some rich fuds who are going to be all over that. Oh, Smith & Wesson's making their folding carbine in 22 now. Why? Nobody knows. Hmm. 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 No. Why? 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 No. Who's buying these? These weird Turkish 12 gauge things. I don't like them. Just buy an AUG. I know it's like 3 times as much money, but I don't like these. Another Pedersoli. Did Pedersoli pay TFB to advertise all their weird stuff? Highly likely. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that this is a pistol eye relief length scope. And also, it's mounted on this weird QD cantilever that's very strange. Oh, what? I have to know. What scope is this? Which EOTech is this, and what's the eye relief on it? A sight radius of 8.5 inches. You can't even see the iron sights. There's a scope there. Dang it, I'm gonna have to go look up what EOTech scope this is. All right. The Voodoo. The Voodoo, is that? Yeah, it's the Voodoo 5 to 25 FPP. Eye relief, 3.5 inches. The eye relief on this scope is 3.5 inches, according to EOTech's website. You are going to be eating this scope with your eye every time you shoot this gun. This is so stupid. You gotta hold this right next to you. Don't put a 3.5 inch eye relief scope on a Desert Eagle and expect that that's gonna be okay. That's, I hate this. This is so dumb. I hate this so much. Maybe not, but your lower jaw will be eating the slide. That's true. I hadn't even thought about the slide moving back. I was just thinking about the recoil. However, this happens to however this happens to go down, at least one, maybe multiple parts of this gun will be colliding with your face. Which, spoiler alert, you don't want that to happen. This is so. Why is this picture of the day? This is actually a retarded setup right here. You will be leaving the range with injuries because of this. Don't use this. Guns and Knives, hello. Welcome. What is that? This is one of TFB's pictures of the day that they chose to be a Desert Eagle with an adjustable magnification scope on it that has an eye relief of 3.5 inches. This is not a pistol scope. Your face will be making contact with this gun as it is recoiling / when the slide is moving back. This is a stupid picture of the day. This is dumb. But why exactly? Why? There's no reason. I feel like someone just like had this. They had all this stuff in the picture and they're like, I can make a picture that looks really cool to people who don't actually think about how this might function. And so they put it together and took a picture. Which, let's be honest, if you don't think about it, if you look at this picture and you don't give a single modicum of brain power to how does this actually function, then it goes pretty hard. I'll admit. I like a cool scoped handgun. The problem is, then you actually think about it and you're like, hold on. That's a 5 to 25 scope on a Desert Eagle with an eye relief of 3.5 inches. I'm not trying to be kissed by the recoil of a Desert Eagle. This is dumb. This is stupid. And it shouldn't be a picture of the day. I don't like it. It's so dumb. G100 is the G-Force. I just have to know if this is the G-Force. Oh no, the business name is G100. So it's just another. No, it looks like they've got a fire control group in there. A modular fire control group Glock. Okay. 2011 scope. B&T grenade launcher. Tools. Top 10 most iconic guns in cinema. We're going to be judging that. Okay, and we've gotten back to where we've seen before. All right, we've got a few things to look at. Top 10 most iconic guns in cinema. Obviously, the 1887. That's an iconic gun just in general. But everyone knows it from the Terminator and other various action movies. All right. There's something about certain firearms. Zoom. It's too far away. There's something about certain firearms in movies that just sticks with you long after the credits roll. These aren't necessarily the best guns in real life. How dare you? Clearly, iconic guns are the best guns in real life as well. Hell, some of them are pretty terrible choices for actual use, but they became legends because of how they were used on screen. I'm not claiming this is the definitive list or anything like that. There are probably 50 other guns that can make a case for being here, but these 10, they changed how we think about firearms in movies and some of them even influenced the real gun market in ways that surprised everybody. Starting strong with Star Wars guns. The guns in The Mummy. I have not seen the movie The Mummy. It shouldn't be surprising. I haven't seen most movies. All right, number 1. Mauser C96 broom handle, the Han Solo blaster. I hate that the one that they pulled as iconic is the one that's had heavy modification. And not just a generic C96, and then use Han Solo's blaster as one of many examples. All right, Mauser C96 distinctive profile became the foundation for one of cinema's most recognizable weapons when it was converted into Han Solo's DL-44 blaster for the original Star Wars trilogy. The prop department's choice of this... Oh! Ah! Foofy! Hi again! Hello! Hello, Foofy! Hello, Raiders! You just absolutely took over my screen. Gun guy, hi, it's me, the gun guy. It's the gun guy, and we have guns. Hello. Hold on. I need to intro. I always forget to actually intro myself when people raid. Hello, I'm the X Count. Vampire and guns, VTuber. Sorry about your immersion. We have hands cam here. It's over. No more immersion. But hello, welcome. I stopped by your stream a little bit, and I watched you crash out over dogs and how people can't take chimpanzees in a fist fight. I think I could take a chimp in a fist fight. I think I could do it. I don't think it'd be pretty, and you better have an ambulance on standby. But I think I would win. I think I'd win. But you better get me to a hospital pretty quick afterwards. Chimpanzee would tear you apart? Yes, that's why I need an ambulance. But I think I'd tear it apart more. I just realized that my notifications were muted. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But when Drago, thank you for the follow. June Gunner 181, thank you for the follow as well. You would tickle it? I would tickle it. I would tickle it till I won. Based Israeli FAL enjoyer. I'm a big fan of FAL. FALs are cool, which is why I got the most FAL per FAL with the biggest FAL I can get. Firehound came back to Foofy's stream just to hear the end of the not hitting dogs topic. Yeah, don't hit your dogs. That is a bad way to train dogs. Don't hit them. They don't respond well to that. That just makes them not like you. And I like dogs, and I don't want them to not like me, so I'm not gonna hit them. I will, however, definitely show that I am the alpha of the dog pack, just not with violence.
Deploying reinforcements.
Brass Bugle just followed on Twitch.
Brass Bugle, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, my dog. I have a Marima, which is she's adorable and very large. But she's my dog Willow is very sweet. It's like she's the gentlest dog ever. But she is a guardian dog. She originally was supposed to be a professional guardian dog. She worked on a farm for a little bit, but she got fired because she kept eating the livestock, which is not ideal for a dog that's supposed to be guarding the livestock. So she got fired, and now I have her. And she's very gentle, and very stubborn. She did the opposite of her job. To be fair, she did protect the livestock very well from external threats. The problem is that she was a pretty significant internal threat, and and that's not ideal. Why not? Let the puppy eat? No. The livestock guardian dog is not supposed to eat the livestock. It's bad. You get fired for that. It's like being a security guard, except pocketing the stuff that you're supposed to be guarding. The livestock consumer dog, exactly. Well, call an ambulance, but not for me. Yes. Except those livestock an ambulance would not have helped them. It's over. Was she eating chickens? Yeah, chickens. Oh, what all animals do they have? It's like chickens and ducks and the smaller livestocks. She wasn't eating the pigs. Those are a little large. So you just get a slap on the wrist. Maybe a brief vacation. Yes, Willow has a permanent vacation as my dog now. Which I'm gonna be honest. Being my dog, way easier life than being a livestock guardian dog. She gets to live inside, and she's got like a bed. No, well, she doesn't have a bed anymore. She destroyed it. She used to have a bed, but she decided she didn't want that anymore. So now she just is on the floor. And the couch. She gets on the couch. You love that for her. She also loves that for her. Except sometimes we have to get her a haircut. Because Texas is very hot for a Marima.
Deploying reinforcements.
Firehound Gaming 2002 just followed on Twitch.
A Firehound Gaming 2002. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Do you really need protection if you're already past tense? But they weren't past tense. They became past tense. They shouldn't have, though. Yeah, I need to take Willow to get a haircut. Because I am in Texas, and it's a little too hot for her. So, got to get her a haircut. Because it's like 104 degrees outside. And she is a cold weather animal. Smokestack. Can I unfollow and follow again so I can get validation? Wait, I don't see you on the recent activity feed. Is the activity feed not working? Did you just follow and it didn't show? Oh, you followed 6 days ago. You followed 6 days ago. Thank you for the follow. 6 days ago. Goodness sakes. So needy. So needy. See, hold on. Do I have a picture of my dog? I need to show a picture of my dog now. I need a picture of my dog that's not going to dox me, though. Where picture of dog? I don't take a lot of pictures of my pets. I think that's one of those, because I'm not a woman thing. I don't take a lot of pictures, just like in general, even of my pets. I know I have some pictures of her somewhere. My camera roll is just full of memes. There we go. There's a picture. Okay. Now I just have to get the picture somewhere where I can actually share it with stream. Okay. You ready for dog? You ready for dog? You want to see my dog? Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Oh, she's so soft. She's so soft. And she's large. This is a huge dog, by the way. This dog can stand on its back feet and put her paws on my shoulders and stare me in the eyes. And I'm not like, oh, zoom. I'm not short. I'm not a short guy. I'm not like a giant, but this is a big dog. Her freckles, yeah, she got freckles. She has goggles and freckles. I say she's a Marima. She's a Marima something mix. I don't know what the other something is. I might be able to ask the farm that she came from. They might know. But she's half Marima, half... No. But she's wonderful. She's great. I love her. And she loves cuddling, which is so cute and absolutely not in character for a livestock guardian dog. But it's very adorable. Hound or Cocker Spaniel kind of has the face of your old dog. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the mix is. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know dog breeds very well. I didn't even know that a Marima was a real dog until I got this dog. So it is what it is. But she's great. She's great. 100% purebred mystery meat, 50% mystery meat, 50% Marima. She looks like a pillow. She feels like a pillow. She's so fluffy and so soft. And very large. She takes up so much space. She's a monster. A good monster. She's shown up on stream before. She's broken into this room here, and she's put her face on stream on the hand cam. Does she box you out of the bed? So, I mean, sometimes she'll take naps with me when I can take a nap, but she does not spend the night on my bed. Because with all this wonderful soft fluffiness comes an absolutely incredible amount of shedding, and I don't want that on my bed. Because that's what would happen if she spent a whole night there. I would wake up covered in a whole rug of dog fur. I don't know how she makes so much hair. I brush her like every other day, and she's still just leaving clumps of fur laying around. It's crazy. She does not have a male pattern baldness. She's got whatever the opposite of that is. She's got more hair than she can handle. Smokestack. My dog was half to a third the size. She almost pushed my dad off his bed. So this dog, this is a very like touchy, cuddly dog. This dog doesn't want to push you away. This dog wants to occupy the same space you are. If this dog could gently like crawl inside you and like cuddle you from inside, then that would be perfect. This dog is always like pressing and leaning on me, and it's very adorable. But it's a little annoying sometimes. It's when it's like 100 degrees outside and the air conditioning is like barely working, and this absolute bundle of joy wants to cuddle. Bro, I'm dying. Bro, I'm dying. We need dog stream tag. But the dog's not always here. You can hear in the background sometimes. Guns are fine. Guns are fine. Big fan of guns. I like guns a lot. Occasional dog ASMR. Distant dog complaining ASMR. The dog is usually not allowed in this room because there's too much trouble for her to get in. I've got shelves with like display stuff and things that I don't much want destroyed. Not maliciously destroyed, but she's very curious. She likes holding things in her mouth. And very often the things she's holding in her mouth do not survive. Dog gonna be packing rifles. I'm gonna get a tactical dog collar so she can do tactical dog things. I don't know what that is, but we'll figure it out. Ammo carrier dog. Ammo's heavy. Ammo, I don't think she'd be a very good carrying lots of weight dog. This is a dog that is built for speed. Oh my gosh, she's so fast. She's so fast. Crazy fast. I have had quite a few dogs growing up in my many long vampire years, clearly. And oh my, this dog is so much faster than any dog I have ever owned before. And it's not even close. Rocket Dog, yeah, she's so fast. She's so fast, and she knows she's fast. Like I have seen this dog like outrun rabbits and squirrels with no problem at all. She's a menace to those small little wild animals. But she's very gentle with the cats. Very gentle with the cats. I have very dog-like cat. Very dog-like cats. My cat's a monster too, by the way. The cat has showed up on stream before. Oh, monster. A little monster. That's what the cat is. By little monster, I mean he's huge. Absolutely massive. Maine Coon? No, not Maine Coon. What is he? It's a Ragdoll Siamese mix. Except it has the size of, I think, the Ragdoll. The Ragdoll is the bigger of those two. This cat's massive. Like, the dog can stand on its back feet and put its paws on my shoulders. This cat can stand on its back feet and grab onto my belt. So it's huge and it's a menace. The cat is so annoying. So annoying in such like a cute cat way. But so annoying. Like this cat can open cupboards. It can open doors. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. And the cat bothers the dog. This giant cat will, when the dog is trying to lay there and be peaceful, this cat will like flop itself all over the dog and press itself against the dog because the dog's not petting the cat. And clearly this is a problem. It's very cute. Speaking of, I leave the screen door exposed and unlocked. My cat will open it and go outside in seconds. Would your cat open it by like going through the screen? Or like opening the screen door in a less destructive way? Too smart for its own good. It is too smart for its own good. It pulls the door open. That sounds about right. Oh, we're tangenting. We're tangenting. Speaking of doors and animals going through them. This right here. This menace. If there's a door that is not like perfectly latched, then this one right here will go through that door. And I have one door that is mostly, it's like one of those like spring-loaded doors. Like you open the door and then it'll automatically close. Except it doesn't always automatically latch. And so you push it. It's a push to open. So you push the door open as you're going into the room. It's into a room that's got like the laundry machine in it, washer and dryer. It's this little room. It's got this spring-loaded door. You push the door open, go in there. The door closes. It doesn't always latch though. This menace, if that door is not latched, will go into that room by pushing the door open. The door will spring closed, and then she'll get stuck in there. This little tiny room, and she can't get out because she can only push open doors. She can't pull them. Oh my goodness, it sounds like the world's ending. You think she was dying, being tortured in there. Yeah, but she's just standing in a dark room because she got herself stuck in there. Menace. Absolute menace. Very cute, though. Smokestack. My cat knows how to open my room door and bathroom doors. Any door she can get her paws under. Yeah, so my cat, cupboards, it can open. Doors, if they're not latched, it'll open them. Doors, if they have those like lever handles, they like pull the lever down instead of turning the doorknob. It can get in those ones. it can get in those ones. Oh, absolute menace. I have seriously considered getting those like child safety latches for the cupboards. I haven't done it though, because that's a lot of work. I can just close the cupboard after the cat opens them. Like the cat doesn't even, he's not even like trying to get stuff out. Like this cat will just like walk by the cupboards, open the cupboard and just leave. This cat does it just because it's annoying. And he knows it. He knows that he's just being annoying. Oh, you have a kid? Know that? Points to cat. Yeah, the cat probably quite a bit easier to deal with than a child. See, guns and knives. Last night, I heard that cats are an invasive species that early humans tolerated because we found them cute and they kept snakes and mice away. We didn't domesticate them like we did dogs. Cats domesticated themselves. I believe it. I believe it. My cat, fun fact, used to be feral. He was out living on the streets until he got taken in by some like cat rescue place. So maybe that's why he's such a monster. Probably not, but I'll tell myself that. See, Smokestack. When I had COVID a few years back, I tried to isolate myself from my cat, and no matter how barricaded the door was, she found a way inside. Your poor cat just wants to be sure you're not dying. Because if you die of death, then you can't feed your cat, and your cat will eat you instead. I don't know. I read an article about that at one point. That if a cat's owner dies and stops feeding them, the cat will just eat the owner. Little traitors. Smokestack. My first cat was a barn cat. Barn cats are great. My grandparents have had quite a few mouse mouse or cats over the years to get rid of pests and stuff. Most animals probably would at some point. Not my dog. I don't think my dog would eat me. I don't think so. Donner party situation. I don't think cats even like wait very long. Like cats are like, I'm mildly hungry. Guess it's time to eat my dead owner. Whoops. Dogs might. If they get like super like starved, they might. But cats are like, kind of got the munchies. This guy's already dead. He won't mind. No respect. No respect, I tell you. You know what I never did? You know what I never did? Smokestack. What's the rifle? I never introduced the guns. I introduced myself to all the new raiders. I never introduced the guns. Okay, the guns. The guns that we have. The Heiser that I bought from Matt Carricker, from Demolition Ranch himself. We have the FALO, the Phalo. The right arm of the free world. But the large version. Because it's got a bipod. Big heavy barrel. We have the Steyr M9A2. Weird, kind of alien looking gun. We have the Waifu 11, 1911 with Waifu grips. We do have Rem and Ram. Gotta have the iconic duo. And we have the Canic. Suppressed Canic. Very cool. Obnoxiously large. Gun ASMR. Big XCR. The XCR's not right here. the gun ASMR. Suffer. I'm pretty sure the gun ASMR redeem. It says it has to be a gun that's here. It does. In the gun ASMR redeem description, it says only guns on stream SMH. It literally says that. Bold of you to think I read. Fair enough. You're lucky. You know what? We're going to compromise here. Within arm's reach, I have the regular sized XCR that we can ASMR. The regular sized one. I know it's not the big one, but it's within arm's reach. And so we can do that one. So hold on, I gotta engage ASMR mode. ASMR mode engaged. Can you hear me inside your head if you're wearing headphones? That part doesn't make a lot of noise. There you go. There you go. Much ASMR. All your little clicky metal gun noises. ASMR mode. Disengaged. No longer sending noises straight into your skull. Tarantino? I'd love a modernized FAL. Hurts my heart that they're out of reach for recreational shooters down here. Down here? And where's down here? Down under, like Australia? Or like South America somewhere? Brazil. FALs are very cool. Big fan. Not a big fan of paying for the ammo. Because 308 is very expensive. But I am a big fan of shooting them. Australia. The land down under. My condolences. Hey, you guys don't have guns, and you also have like all the wildlife that's trying to kill you. Send him to Brazil. Is Brazil better or worse? I don't know. In terms of the guns you can own, probably Brazil is better. I'm not an expert on international gun laws because I am not an international guns owner or dealer. So I don't know. I just know Australia is not great. What I know about Australia gun laws is there was some old man who had like an indoor shooting range and a super impressive collection of guns, and he wasn't hurting anybody, and he had all these cool, like, historically significant guns, and the government came and took all of them and arrested him. And it made me upset. Freedom-loving, beer-drinking, gun-toting American. Well, at least freedom-loving and gun-toting. I don't drink, but the other two, yes. Don't mix alcohol and guns. It's a bad idea. Don't do that. I don't mix alcohol with like anything. Except maybe like cooked food. I use alcohol in cooking. Tarantino. We actually have more legally owned guns now than we've ever had. Even before the unpleasance in 1996. I don't know what happened in Australia in 1996. That might be my American showing, just not knowing other countries' history. Remember that guy? Yeah. It's just this. Obviously, I didn't know the old man. But he seemed just like a sweet old guy who just liked collecting things. Like he wasn't doing anything harmful. He's just out there with the crime of owning, the crime of possessing those things. Bold of you to assume Americans know anything that doesn't relate to the land of the freedom. I'm not being the stereotypes. I know some things about some places. But yeah, I mean, in school, the history classes that we took were like American history, Texas history, more American history. Like, yeah, don't blame me. I had to take a whole year of specific Texas history, and people are mad at me. I don't know about whatever other countries have going on. Crazy. Port Arthur massacre. That's when they took all the fun stuff away. Yeah, that's usually how it works. Something bad happens and then the government swoops in to save everybody. It's kind of what's happening right now with the censorship stuff. People see the internet and they're like, oh no, some bad things are happening on the internet. Big Daddy government, come save us all from the internet. And then you end up with the UK. 1984 in real life. Bore is the same as gauge that's used for shotguns. It's a measure of how many balls of shot, the size of the bore, you can make from 1 pound of lead. Yeah, pretty much. Big Daddy government, someone caught me on the internet bussing. Bussing? What does bussing mean? Help. Help, I don't know internet slang. I don't know what bussing means. Like, if you're a bus driver, you bus people around. You're bussing. Oh no. Oh. See, smokestack lightning. I have a question. I was watching a Kentucky Ballistics and he mentioned the term bore when describing ammo. What does that mean for someone who doesn't know gun terms? So bore, very simply, is the diameter of the barrel. So, do I have something to show that easily with here? So using the term bore is usually used for shotguns. So like if you have, I guess you can have large bore rifles. Bore is just the barrel diameter. So if you have a large bore gun, you have a large diameter projectile. So, let's see, do I have... So, if we're talking about handguns, right? This here, zoom. This here is 9mm. This is a small bore handgun. 9mm, not a lot. 9mm, 0.38 inches approximately. But then if we have something like this, it's much larger. This is this 44? Yeah, 44 Magnum. It's not as large as handgun bores can go, but 44 Magnum is definitely getting much closer to a large bore handgun. And that's because the diameter of the bullet and also the size of the casing, but mostly the diameter of the bullet is much larger than this little guy. The Majestic Potato. Bore can be used interchangeably with gauge, typically used when discussing shotgun ammo. Gauge is the weight of a solid sphere of lead that will fit in the bore of the firearm and is expressed as the multiplicative inverse of the sphere's weight as a fraction of a pound. Example, a 1/20th pound lead ball fits a 1/12th pound ball fits a 12 gauge bore. Therefore, with a 12 gauge, it will take 12 balls of lead, the same size as the 12 gauge shotgun's inner bore diameter, to weigh 1 pound. There you go. Math. A bore is technically a unit of measurement. He had a ridiculous rifle he used to liquefy a synthetic bear skull. I saw the thumbnail for that one. I need to watch that video actually at some point. I saw the thumbnail and I was like, wow, that looks awesome. I need to watch that. Where is it? How old? Wait, is that not a recent video? I swear I saw it recently. It's a year-old video? Oh my goodness. I thought that was a recent one. That's crazy. So a 4-bore would take a lead round ball that weighs 1/4 pound. Yes. And a 2-bore, which Kentucky Ballistics does have, a 2-bore would take a 1/2 pound ball of lead. 1/2 pound of lead is a lot of lead. He had a barrel that had a hole bigger than 1 inch in diameter. Yes, that's probably his 4-bore. So a 12 gauge is, I believe, 0.72 inches. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I think that's about right. So yeah, you can get pretty big bores. Foofy had it playing. Foofy was watching Kentucky Ballistics shoot bears. But she's a bear. Wait. Is that allowed? Are you allowed to do that? What is the correct terminology for the hole in a barrel? Like the hole that goes all the way through? The hole? Show hole? That hole? That one? It's the bore. I mean, the muzzle. I guess the side of it. The front side of it is the muzzle. Yeah, it comes out the muzzle of the gun. Comes out the barrel. I think that's what you're asking. Six-bore and 4-bore rifles were called stopping rifles back in the day. Say you're hunting Cape buffalo and you're using a normal safari cartridge like 375 H&H because you want to keep the pelt and meat mostly intact. But if something goes wrong and suddenly you have huge beasts charging you, you grab your 4-bore because it's guaranteed to stop the charging animal in one shot. Yeah, that's about right. And then you've got 2-bore above that, which a 2-bore was originally made to be loaded with shot. Well, there were two main purposes of 2-bore. One of them was to mount like on a boat or on the wall of like a defensive structure. The other reason was to load it with shot and then go and shoot down like flocks of birds so that you can have a whole lot of birds all at once. Smokestack. Sorry, don't know terminology. It's always the hardest part for me to understand. That's all right. There's a lot of terminology for guns. I think like compared to other hobbies, there's probably more terminology for guns. Because you've got all the different pieces in a gun. You've got all the different types of guns, different ways you can use a gun. Oh yeah, there's a lot of terminology around guns. How does he fire it not mounted? Those guns and bullets are ridiculous. Yeah, so Kentucky Ballistics has the shoulder fired 4-bore. The 2-bore is mounted though. He's got a big recoil sled for it. There's a great video of May from CN Arsenal shooting a percussion cap wall gun. I want a wall gun. I'm gonna mount it in the entryway, pointing right at the front door. There's no way that can go wrong. Large guns are very cool. I don't have any particularly like exotic large bore guns like Kentucky Ballistics does. One day I will. There's definitely some like 50 BMGs on my guns to own bucket list. Smokestack. I laugh because the first time I shot a rifle when I was 10, I flew on my ass, cementing my love of pistols. Oh, okay, hold on. You've activated a pet peeve of mine. Getting out my soapbox and getting on it. I hate so much when people are taking someone out to shoot for the first time. Whether it's a child or an adult, doesn't matter. I hate when people take someone out to shoot for the first time. And the first thing they do is give them a gun that's just way more gun than someone should have for their first time shooting a gun. I hate that so much. All that does is it makes somebody who was curious and willing to learn about guns less curious and willing to learn about guns. Because that gun that was too much gun for them hurt them. Because they weren't ready for it. And I hate, don't do that. Like, I know, hee funny, if you video it, you can get the internet views. But I hate it so much. Whenever I am taking someone to shoot guns for the first time, or maybe not for the first time, but they had a bad experience the first time because someone did something like that. Like, you take something small, something easy to use, like a 22, a low caliber rifle like a 5.56, something that if they don't have their technique right isn't gonna cause them harm. And like, if you want to work up to the larger caliber, even in the same range session, that's fine. But teach the basics on a gun that's easy to use. Like, Don't try and farm some poor, unexpected gun newbie for clout and for a poor taste laugh. I hate it. I hate it so much. Don't do that. I was bruised bad from that gun. Yeah, there's a lot of videos out there of someone who clearly doesn't have a lot of experience with guns and that got a tutorial on how to use guns that was absolutely not enough of a tutorial to be able to use a gun safely. And someone gave them some gun that is much too large for a first-time shooter. And the gun's recoil just absolutely does them in. Like it knocks them over, knocks them back. Obviously just like slams them way harder than they were expecting. I hate it so much. Don't do that. Tarantino. Do not hand the 100-pound girl who's a first-time shooter an M44 Mosin loaded with 7N1. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. That's dumb. I like one of my favorite things, I'm gonna be honest, one of my favorite things to do is take a new shooter shooting. Partly I like it because it's my tism. I like it. I like introducing people to things that I like. But also I like doing it because not only do I get to introduce people to it, but like if you do it right, then you get to introduce somebody to your hobby and you get to see them having a good time doing it. What? That's crazy. And I love it so much. What is that? So Mosin, old Soviet designed rifle, Soviet Russia, bolt action rifle. 7N1 is a particularly spicy cartridge that you can load into a Mosin. A lot of power downrange, a lot of power going back into your shoulder, a lot of recoil. Small, light carbine that fires very powerful cartridge. Obnoxious to shoot even for experienced shooters. Yeah, there are guns that are unpleasant to shoot even for experienced shooters. So I had at one point I had a Christensen bolt action 300 Win Mag rifle. Let's break that down real quick. I don't expect everyone to know what all those words just meant. So Christensen, they're kind of Gucci brand. They're known for their super lightweight bolt action rifles that you can just like strap into your gear and hike through the mountains, and it doesn't cause you a lot of strain. So super light bolt action rifle. 300 Win Mag is a very powerful hunting rifle cartridge. It's what people use for things like elk, large game cartridge. Lots of recoil. Even more recoil in a lighter weight gun. A super lightweight gun with a super powerful cartridge is unpleasant to shoot. Not recommended. Don't use that for someone's first time shooting gun. See Smokestack. A few years ago, I shot a revolver in the desert and loved that. Shooting outdoors, way better than shooting indoors. Shooting indoors is, I mean, like, you have to sometimes, right? Either because of convenience or because there's like some other reason. But shooting indoors, you're basically in a giant cement box shooting guns that are very loud with concussive force. And all that concussive force and loud noise is just bouncing off all the concrete walls. But if you're shooting outside, then the gun is still the same, but you're not surrounded by concrete walls that make the whole experience worse. Shooting outside is so much better. Obviously, if you shoot outside, Do it in a safe place and a safe manner. You don't just like go into some backyard in suburbia and start ripping off rounds. That's not going to go well. don't do that. Like going out to public land or someone's big property. Very good. That is the preferred way to shoot guns. Someday, I will have a nice piece of property that I can go shoot on. Until then, I will mooch off other people. Pistols. Yeah, so pistols generally, the difficulty level of pistols is higher than rifles. So with a pistol compared to a rifle, a pistol, when you're shooting a pistol correctly, you have both hands on the pistol controlling the pistol. So you've got good solid grip. And we're going to get into some like firearms instructor stuff here. So we are empty. No ammo. Gun empty. So to properly shoot a pistol, and there are some slight variations on this, but to properly shoot a pistol, your first hand, get good grip, good high. You want your grip high on this little dovetail right there. That's made for your hand to go up against. Wrap your fingers around nicely. And don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And you take your other hand, put it on top. There are variations on how people like to hold their second hand. So the exact way, some people I see put their finger up here, move their hands up, some down here. There's the old method of like cupping the bottom. I don't like that one because you want to be able to get isometric pressure. So you want to be able to push forward with this hand and pull back with this hand on the grip of the gun to help control the recoil. And so that's how you shoot a pistol. You've got both hands on the pistol. You're holding it way out in front of you. And basically your accuracy is going to be as good as you can hold your hand still and in the right spot. But if you have a rifle, then you have... I have a small rifle that can show this well with. Well, that one's not particularly small, but we'll use it. So if you have a rifle, you have one hand on the grip, another hand up here somewhere. The exact spot doesn't matter a ton and probably will change based on what kind of shooting you're doing. So you have your two hands, poke on my monitor, you have your two hands on the rifle, but then you also will have your shoulder on the stock back here, on the back of the stock. I've run out of room to push the gun forwards. So you'll have your shoulder on the stock. So along with both hands on the gun, you also have the stock on a much more stable part of your body. So with your stock on your shoulder, now you don't have to be dealing with your hands waving around out here because you have the stock firmly planted on the core of your body, which is much more stable. You also are going to be putting your face on this part of the stock. So instead of the 2 points of contact that you get with a pistol, holding it out away from your body, you get the 4 points of contact with a rifle, with both hands, your shoulder, and your face. And that makes for a much more stable platform and for a much more potentially accurate shooting experience. And most people will perform much better with rifles or shotguns, mostly rifles, than they do with pistols. Tarantino, the first non-22 gun I ever shot was a 20 gauge shotgun when I was about 12. It was very comfortable to shoot, but had enough boom and recoil to be exciting. Yeah, so a 20 gauge is smaller than 12 gauge. With shotguns, the gauge goes backwards. So with shotguns, the higher the number, the smaller it is. So if you have a 10 gauge that is larger than a 12 gauge, even though 12 is larger than 10, and 20 is smaller than 12 because it goes backwards. And if you go all the way down to a 28, much larger number, much smaller shotgun shell. Yeah, 20 gauge is a good shotgun cartridge to teach new shotgun shooters on because it has less recoil. I don't have a 20 gauge. Maybe I should get one. Good pick for Stinky. What? What did I do that was stinky? You're stinky. Good picture for reference, yeah. So this right here, very good stance with rifle. He's got the stock firmly planted in his shoulder, and we're gonna get into specifics here. When you're putting the stock of a rifle or a shotgun in your shoulder, if you feel your shoulder, you've got your collarbone. Do not put the gun on your collarbone. That is going to hurt a lot, even if the gun's not going to recoil a lot. But if you go just a little bit out from your collarbone, there's that nice squishy padded spot of your shoulder. And that's where you want to put the stock of the gun. Not actually out on the ball joint of your shoulder, and not on your collarbone. Right in between those, there's a nice squishy spot. That's where the gun goes. And then he's got his face right here. That's going to keep his face and his eyes nicely in line with that optic. And then he's got hand on trigger and grip, other hand up front. And this is very stable platform. And then if we're going to get even more deep into it, the rest of his stance here, also very good. You will notice he is leaning slightly forward. This is also a big mistake that I see a lot of new shooters make, is instead of leaning forward, they will be leaning backwards. You want to be leaning forwards at least slightly. Because if you're leaning backwards, then it doesn't take a lot of recoil to keep you going backwards. If you're leaning forwards, then you're already leaning forwards, so if the gun pushes you back a little bit, then you'll be fine. It does also just give you more control. Smokestack. I like pistols. That's all I want to learn. I felt that way for a long time. I was introduced to guns on pistols. I learned almost exclusively pistol for years. And then, out of nowhere, I learned how to use a rifle properly. And I was like, wait, I'm way better with a rifle. And now that I know how to use it properly, it doesn't suck. And I'm a huge fan of rifles. Would you recommend a 22 pistol for training? Oh, hold on. We got ads. We got ads. I'll try not to say too much during the ads. Glock Roomba. Hello. Hello, welcome. It is the count. Holy ad break. I just looked at, I don't know how long the ad's been going, but it's got a whole minute left. Goodness sake, Twitch, what are you doing? You hear the count? If you've got ad blockers, then, well, you probably won't get ads. Destructi, welcome as well. Smokehouse. I wonder why I haven't seen an ad and I don't use an ad blocker. This man is blessed. It's a great question. No idea. See, well, there was a question that I was going to answer as soon as ads were over, and I forgot what it was. Oh, would you recommend a 22 pistol for training? 22 pistols for training can be very good. 22 ammo is much cheaper. Shooting 22s can help with the basics of your shooting, like the shooting basics, like getting a nice crisp trigger pull, not jerking the gun in anticipation for recoil, all that kind of stuff. But it is limited somewhat, because if you ever had to use a gun in any kind of real world defensive situation, which hopefully you don't, I would not wish that upon anybody, then probably how your gun, the exact controls of the gun are going to be a little different. The recoil is going to be different. So a 22 for training, somewhat, yeah. You can do a lot of good training with a 22, but it is different than shooting something larger. So many ways to die. We're not doing that. No one is dying here. We are being educational so that no harm happens. Not a single modicum of harm will happen. Except one time where I accidentally closed a pistol slide on my finger. And that was not fun. I guess that was a modicum of harm. It was a learning opportunity. Don't do that. Not as cheap anymore. Still cost effective. I mean, like a 22 is like 3 cents a round. That's still way cheaper than even like 9mm. 9mm is like 26 to 28 cents a round for some good budget 9mm. 5 cents a round for 22. I'm gonna be honest, I have not bought 22 in so long. I have so much 22 ammo. It is entirely ridiculous. CCI standard 7 per round. Well, CCI is kind of getting into Gucci 22s. If you get some nice, like, I don't know, Aguila or Armscore 22, that'll be way cheaper. You'll also get more practice cleaning your gun, because it's very dirty ammo. It comes like 900 FPS standard. There is some 22 I do need to buy. I need to buy some of the 22 or the CCI 22 like super quiet or whatever it's called, like super low velocity 22 for shooting suppressed because it's fun. It's not good at very much, but it's very quiet, which makes it cool. Hasn't been 3 cents since maybe 2017. Don't think I'm being lied to. I don't think it's been that long. 2017 was like forever ago. Comes out 900 FPS standard. Yeah, so 22 ammo specifically is going to come out at significantly different velocities based on your barrel length. So if you have a 16-inch rifle barrel, your 22 is going to be coming out a lot faster than if you've got a 4-inch pistol barrel. So the number on the box may not be accurate to what's actually happening in real life. Astra, I think most 22 is subsonic out of pistols. Yeah, most 22 is subsonic out of pistols. Not all, but most. It also depends on the pistol. I do have a pistol with a 16-inch barrel. Which, yes, that is entirely ridiculous, I know. If you want a small round, I'd say go 380 for home defense. If you get a full-size gun in 380, that could be okay. I would not recommend a super compact 380 for home defense, which is usually what is chambered in 380. But a full-size 9mm, something like this, is going to be much more pleasant to shoot than a compact 380. Because the large size and the weight of a gun does quite a bit to mitigate recoil. So a 9mm out of this, much more pleasant than a 380 out of like an LCP. CCI Quiet is 40 grain, 710 FPS. Does not cycle semi-auto. CCI Quiet Semi-Auto is 45 grain. Yeah, the Quiet Semi-Auto is the stuff I need to get. Smokestack. I want a conceivable gun that is good for self-defense and low recoil. I would recommend an AR of some kind, I'm gonna be honest. Like an AR of some kind, although you've said you have a preference for handguns. So maybe like a full-size handgun, something large. So something like this, probably without the suppressor. That's a little extra for a lot of people. But Canik, if you're looking for just basic, Caniks are pretty affordable. They're full-size, very good shooting guns. I like mine a lot. It's a little boring, I'm gonna be honest, compared to a lot of the other strange guns I have. But it is just a good gun. It is objectively a good gun. Holy jeez. Here for the nonsense, that thing could double as a walking cane. Yeah, I do have a very long suppressor. Large, big suppressor. Does the suppressor size change anything besides sound? Weight? No, not really. So a suppressor, the more volume a suppressor has inside, will reduce sound more. Obviously, only to a point. There's a limit to how quiet it can get. But the larger suppressor, the quieter it will be, and the longer and heavier it will be. But it's not going to affect like accuracy or anything. If you have your suppressor properly set up on your gun, the bullet will not touch the suppressor at all. It'll just go through the middle of the suppressor, and the suppressor grabs onto all the gases from around it. Long and skinny or short and thick? I really like short and thick. We're gonna pretend that that has context all the time. I really like beefy suppressors. This one is much more long than it is beefy, but it is definitely not the skinniest suppressor out there. What if it baffle strikes? If it baffle strikes, then it will impact your accuracy. And that also means that you need to fix something, because it should not be doing that. Chicks dig girth. I'm hung like a tuna fish can. I don't like that at all. What a horrible thing to say. If you're looking for self-defense handgun, you keep it home and aren't planning to carry it around, there's no reason not to have a full-size service pistol. Exactly. So that's, if you're looking for home defense specifically, something big, something full-size. If you're looking for something to carry, then you're probably going to want something a little smaller, particularly if you're new to carrying a gun. If you're new to carrying a gun, no matter how small of a gun you carry, you will feel like it is showing and everyone can see your gun. And as you get more comfortable with it, you will realize that nobody cares at all and no one can see it and no one's looking at you that closely. But I don't think I have talked to a single person who, when they started carrying a gun, they were not self-conscious that people could tell. Silencers can affect point of impact, even if there are no baffle strikes, especially if it's not quite concentric. Yeah, so that is true. Some suppressors, they can change your point of impact. So if you've got your target, and without the suppressor, you've got them all going right here in a nice little circle. If you put a suppressor on, and it's not perfectly concentric, it can move your pattern. So like if you're shooting right here, you put your suppressor on, now you can be shooting like right here. You're still going to have like the same group. It's just going to scoot it a little bit. So you may have to adjust your scope or do some Kentucky windage and just do a holdover. Just aim at a slightly different spot. But your base accuracy shouldn't change. If it does, then something is bad. No one can see my Bodyguard 2. It's tiny, but actually fun to shoot. I have not shot the Bodyguard 2, but I have shot other guns similar size, and they are not actively fun to shoot. Oh geez, can I post link? It's for t-shirt that I think you should get. Yes, links are allowed until they're not. Links are allowed until someone ruins it for everybody, and then they will no longer be allowed. Assert dominance. Conceal carry a Longthorn HP 9000. Assert dominance. Just conceal carry a full-size rifle. What on earth is this? Hey, chat. Are you hung like a tuna can? Why does this shirt exist? How does that even work? Don't explain it to me. I'm not looking for an explanation. Conceal optional. Just open carry. I do open carry sometimes. Because I'm in Texas and that's legal. But open carry is much more comfortable than concealed carry. So sometimes I will open carry. Too many places are not going to allow a loaded rifle. Yeah. Consult your local state laws, because that definitely varies significantly state to state. And I do not have all 50 states' laws memorized. Potato, you need to see me wearing that next travel vlog? You want to see me hung like a tuna can? Absolutely not. I'm more likely to wear like I don't know, an Ahe camo shirt than a hung like a tuna can shirt. Phrasing? What phrasing? I'm not gonna wear a hung like a tuna can shirt. Deal accepted. I said more likely. I said more likely, not I do that. I am very subtle. No. I was gonna say I'm very subtle in how I dress, but that's not quite true. I don't know how to phrase this. I don't wear anything quite as overt as Ahe camo. Blizzard. I use this for home defense and the range. Oh, hold on. Let me get through like 3 pop-ups before we get here. Beretta 84. The small Beretta. These are good guns. A little 380 Beretta. X-Count. The quintessential gray man. I would not say I'm a gray man. I would say that if you saw me walking around and I wasn't open carrying, you probably would not expect me to be carrying. I guess if that's your gray man definition, then yeah. Holy jeez, I want one of those in 9mm. Can't be that difficult. I mean, a little bit difficult. Probably the closest you can get to exactly this in 9mm would probably be like a Gerson or something. Get a Gerson, something kind of like that in 9. .380 ammo is stupid expensive, and I don't reload .380. I mean, 380 ammo was really expensive, like during the pandemic and afterwards a little bit. But 380 has come down quite a bit. It's usually still a bit more than 9mm, but not a lot. .92 XI. I mean, you could just get a Beretta M9. Do they make the XI in a compact? Compact. Not really. Holy jeez. I see no reason why they can't make an 84 size 9mm with modern metal and manufacturing. I mean, Beretta definitely could. But they don't. I think Girsan does, though. Because Girsan makes a lot of Beretta clones. Yeah, so let's get one that isn't obviously like a drug lord gun. But something like this. Something like this. Compact, 9mm. It's got gross finger grooves, but, you know. Moving away from defense to fun gun, what would you recommend for a first revolver? A first revolver? I am a bad person to ask. My first revolver was a Taurus Judge. Because it's funny. A first revolver? I mean, you can get a 22 revolver for pretty cheap. The ammo's pretty cheap. You just go to the range, plink a lot with it, shoot a lot of ammo, have a lot of fun. If you want something that's a little more robust, you can go up to a 357. There's so many 357 options out there. .357 Magnum and shoot 38 special. Yeah, so if you buy a .357 Magnum revolver, it usually will be able to also shoot 38 special. And so if you buy a .357 and .357 is a little more recoil than is comfortable for you, then you can just shoot 38 special out of it, which is going to be quite a bit less recoil. And I don't know enough about revolvers specifically to give a lot of good recommendations. I mean, you can buy like a Colt Python, a Chiappa Rhino, but those are a little expensive. So holy jeez, I love my Smith & Wesson 625. Big holes, and I can reload really light loads. If you're going to be reloading ammo, that is a whole new thing to deal with. I do not reload because I'm lazy and I already don't have enough time for all the stuff I want to do. And reloading takes quite a bit of time. What's reloading? So reloading is... Do I have any... I don't have any empty brass here. So reloading is, so after you shoot your ammo, so this right here is an inert 308. No primer, no powder. So after you shoot your bullet, you shoot your ammunition, the bullet leaves, the powder inside all burns up, and the primer on the back has been used. So the main parts of a cartridge, you've got the casing, this brass part here. You've got the bullet. You have the primer that goes back here. And you have the gunpowder inside. So what reloading does is after you shoot, your gun ejects the brass out the side, throws it on the ground, and you can go and pick up that brass and reuse it. You can recycle it yourself. So you get the brass, you basically punch out the old primer, put in a new primer, fill it with new powder, and put new bullet in it, and you have reloaded your brass. You have recycled. Saving the earth, recycling. And for larger and more expensive calibers, it does save quite a bit of money. Is it dangerous? Not if you do it correctly. I mean, obviously, when reloading, you are handling explosives like gunpowder. So probably don't light up your ciggy next to it. No puff on your cigar while you're reloading your ammo. But as long as you take basic precautions, then it's nothing to worry about. See, holy jeez, it's not required, but I reload 45 ACP. So it works for me. 70% loads are a joy to shoot, and revolver doesn't care. What revolver do you have that's 45 ACP? What? There's not a lot of revolvers in 45. M1917 625. Okay. Moon clipping it. The revolvers are generally more reliable and somewhat safer in a way, but there is one extra dangerous trait inherent to revolvers. I'm gonna be honest, revolvers are not more reliable than a modern semi-automatic pistol. Clearing a malfunction in a modern semi-automatic pistol is very easy. Clearing a malfunction in a revolver, other than just like short stroking the trigger, absolute massive pain. Like, you need a gunsmith. Or you need to be a gunsmith. I definitely would recommend semi-automatic to new shooters over revolvers. Revolvers are cool, don't get me wrong. But revolvers are quite a bit more finicky than semi-automatic pistols. Particularly if you get a used one, high round count one that's not precision made. Smokestack. What's the difference between single and double action revolvers? I know single action was the original. Oh, do I have... Okay, this isn't a revolver, but it has a hammer, so we can use it as an example. Okay, so this. It's not a revolver, but it's hammer fired. So we can still make the distinction between double and single action. And we are, I checked it before I brought it on screen, we are empty. So, a single action means that if the hammer is down, you need to manually pull back the hammer, and that will rotate your cylinder, and then you can shoot the gun. If you have a double action, then you can just pull the trigger, and it will automatically cock the hammer, rotate the cylinder, and then shoot the next round. Right, single action, you have to do that manually. Single action, double action. Did that make sense? Or are you gonna make me go get an actual revolver? Yes, that made sense. Perfect. Perfect. Lizard, I think these might eventually go 600. PSA AKVs. 9mm AK. If they go 600, I mean, they're still 800 right now. If they go 600, I might consider picking one up. Although I hate that buffer 2 brace on there. See, holy jeez. A squib in a revolver is extra dangerous because the next round will chamber and go boom. In a semi-auto, the gun will not cycle and often won't chamber another round. That definitely depends on what kind or how bad your squib is. A squib is... It is almost always related to poorly manufactured ammunition. So what a squib is when you fire a gun, what should happen is the projectile, the bullet leaves the front, goes that way. The case and whatever's left in there recoils backwards, comes out, and then the gun cycles, chambers the next round, and you're good to go again. What happens during a squib is you shoot the gun, it goes bang, except the bullet gets stuck in the barrel somewhere. Which is not ideal. And if you have a bullet stuck in the barrel, and then you fire another bullet, then that second bullet hits the first one and can cause catastrophic malfunctions. Which is a nice way of saying the gun goes boom. Chaos. Or be like that revolver with 5 squibs in it. Yeah, not ideal. Holy jeez. Most squibs, from my experience, are primer only. Powder doesn't ignite. Yeah. So squibs, you can have it, the powder ignites and just pushes the bullet slightly forward into the barrel. You can have like the primer and only part of the powder ignite, or you can just have it where something was way out of spec and it just doesn't have anywhere close to enough powder in it, and it doesn't have enough power to get the bullet out of the barrel. But however it is, there's a bullet stuck in your barrel, and it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to have gone. How do you know a squib has happened? So, the most obvious way to know a squib has happened is the gun doesn't recoil right. So a squib usually will sound and feel different. And so if you're shooting a gun and it's feeling the same every time, and then all of a sudden it's real strange, and you usually have to clear a malfunction, then you may have had a squib. ask Squidward. I don't think that's correct. But if you know a Squidward, you can ask him. Not the Batfa. There was a High Point carbine, I think, that had a squib, and they lodged a number of bullets behind it without catastrophic failure. Yeah, so a squib will not always lead to a catastrophic failure. I would say with modern metals, modern materials, modern machining, it usually won't lead to a catastrophic failure. It could, though, lead to a problem where instead of taking it to a gunsmith and they tap out the squib, you take it to a gunsmith and they replace your barrel, which is quite a bit more expensive. You get proof. Also, no hole in target or a berm strike. Yeah. So if you're shooting at a clean target and there's no new hole, then highly likely it's a squib, or you just flinched really hard and you just missed the paper. Don't do that. How do you clear out a squib? So if you have just like a basic squib in a pistol, probably the easiest way, still a pain, is to take some kind of like rod or a punch and just like tap it out. Because at that point it's just lead and brass and it's stuck in your barrel. And a lot of the time you can just tap it out one side of the barrel. I say you can just do that. It's probably a lot of work. But the more reliable way to deal with it is you take it to a gunsmith and then they fix it for you. Nightwolf just got here. What is the just got here. What handgun is the suppressed one? This is a Canik TP9 SFT. It is. It's a good gun, cool gun, fun gun, pretty budget friendly gun. It is. This is a mid-aged Canik. So this one is not old enough to have the dolphin logo on it, but it is old enough that it does not have the current Canik symbol on it. So I gotta show off. Gotta show off my Canik here. So it's got that Canik symbol, which is like a two-headed bird of some kind. The two-headed turkey. It's not a turkey. It's like the two-headed eagle. It's not the current Canik logo. It just says Canik. Turkish Walther clone. Yeah. So this is probably like one generation from the Caniks that were just purely the Walther P99 clone. So it does have some differences. But yeah, this is pretty close. Smokestack, going to bed. Thanks for lesson. You're welcome. Good night. Sleep well. Holy jeez. You should use a rod that is slightly less diameter than the bore. Otherwise, the punch will just want to wedge between the bullet and bore. Will not remove the bullet. Will damage bore. Yeah, so yeah. Don't use like a spike to try and drive it out. And if you can, you want to try to drive it out from the back. So like take the barrel out and drive it out through the front, because that will also make it quite a bit easier. You don't have to worry about wedging your rod as much. Ogive is a real word. Define ogive. A pointed or Gothic arch. Also, a cumulative frequency graph. It's an arch. An arch or point. So I guess, yeah, an arch or point. If you've got your bullet with a little arch on it, that makes sense. So we came across these new Swiss guns at the beginning of stream, like forever ago, 2.5 hours ago. And I just wanted to know how much these cost, because they look very cool. Swiss craftsmanship. $6,000. $6,000 for your Gucci Swiss gun. With a really weird trigger, now that I'm looking at it. Why? Oh, like a trapezoid trigger. It's got 3 different flat spots. That's crazy. I wonder how that trigger... Oh, this one is much more standard. So this is a double action. This is a single action, I would guess. I wonder how this feels to use, because that's a really weird shape. An ogive is the involuntary yawn. An ogive is the roundly tapered end of a 2 or 3-dimensional object. Ogive curves and surfaces are used in engineering, architecture, woodworking, and ballistics. I guess that makes sense. These guns do look cool, other than that weird trigger. Too bad they're $6,000. That's too much money. Ogive pronounced ogive. Ogive? What language did that come from? It's ogive. Like olive, but with a G. Ogive. Is the cone-like section between the body of the bullet and the meplat. It's the area that narrows from the bearing surface to the meplat. This guy probably studied his vocabulary at a certain desert gun college. Holy jeez, I told you I was here for the nonsense. Apparently, you're bringing all your SAT words here with you. What are you doing? insanity. That's right. We might get 39% tariffs on Switzerland. I'm gonna be honest. With all the absolute retardation around tariffs right now, like there's so many tariffs being threatened by so many people. Until it actually goes into effect, I'm not going to believe any of them. I eh. The tariffs are I just I'm not going to get into it too much, but it makes me angry. Holy jeez. When I win the lottery, I will retire and go to gun college. Don't do it. Don't do it. They just want your money. You can learn all of that in like a half-hour YouTube video. Don't go to gun college. It's not worth it. It's like getting a degree in Shakespearean gender studies. I don't know. B&T. Rest in peace, B&T, but probably not. Holy jeez, if I win the lottery, they can have some of my money. It's fair enough. It depends on which lottery. You know, if you win like $10,000 from the lottery, probably not. Right? If I win the lottery, I'm building a gun manufacturing company. Me too. That's what I would do. It's all about the gun manufacturing. I would, if I won the lottery, I would build a gun manufacturing company that was just like a passion company. Like made enough money to stay afloat and make the cool things, but didn't try to like play into whatever market thing is new, hot, and trendy at the moment. Mostly because I just want to make the cool stuff. I want to make reproductions of weird old historical guns, along with a modernized tactical version to sell alongside it. Onikage, gotten a severe urge to stroke that suppressor. You can stroke suppressors as much as you want in the quiet and privacy of your own home. Astrite, I just build Mateba and FAMAS. There definitely is a market for FAMAS, at least. Although you would have to get the parts for this FAMAS. Can you build an 84 size 9mm? Gerson already does that. I already showed it to you. And that weird Czech semi-auto battle rifle. ZK420S. I don't know that off the top of my head. Czech. Oh, there you go. What? You could just buy one of these. Look at that. Price realized, log into view. No. You just buy one. Estimated price was $20,000 to $35,000. Like, you just buy that. You just buy that. You don't need a whole manufacturing company to make these if you win the lottery. Just buy it. Serial number 1. It is serial number 1 with scope. Okay, if I won the lottery, I would hire a bunch of people to try to figure out how to mount a Browning M2 onto a person and make it survivably shootable. You just want an exosuit that you can mount a M2 to. It's basically an M14, but with an elbow joint instead of a weird op rod contortion. That sounds much more expensive to manufacture. All right. There was, and I was reminded of it because I don't remember who said it. Someone talked about the Kentucky Ballistics Bears. And so I
20 bucks.
I want to see what happens to the Bears. I'm so sorry, Foofy. I think that was Smokestack. I think it was. Now that you say it. That's just a think, though. I'm not sure. We gotta see what happens to the Bears, though. I don't think the Bears are gonna be okay. Just a hunch.
Hey, Scott, catch. Whee! What's this? I don't know, man. Some dude said he'd give me 20 bucks if I gave you that and say, you're served. Served? Yeah, I don't even know what that means, but I know I got 20
Did you get
bucks,
served a
and I'm gonna go buy some
court
Pokemon
order?
cards. Later, Square. What the heck, man?
What do you get served?
I'm being sued? By my shoulder? You darn right I'm suing you. I'm tired of getting beat up. What the heck are you suing me for? Are you really asking that? For abusive working conditions?
Yeah,
You
I
can't
believe it.
sue me. We got the same body. Not for long. I found a surgeon that's gonna fix that. You can't do that. You may be right, but now you are gonna feel some recoil. You know what? Today I was gonna take it easy on you. I was gonna shoot a 22. But you know what? Now I'm mad.
Oh,
And now,
rip. It's so
we're
over.
gonna shoot 4 more today. All right, let's talk about this. See how you like that, big guy?
Rest in peace, his shoulder.
Why did the grizzly bear wear a vest? I don't know why. It was because he had the right to bear arms. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? My
Oh,
name is Scott, and you're
that was
watching
painful.
Kentucky Ballistics.
That was funny.
And just a few videos ago, we shot a grizzly bear with several different handguns that would be used for bear protection. And now today I have 3 more of these
He's got
Ballistic
3
Dummy
bears.
Labs replicas of grizzly bears. And we're gonna see what happens.
He beheaded
when we
3
hit
bears
them
for this
with
video.
Some of the largest rifles in the world, including
ballistic bears.
the 4-bore. So these are made by Ballistic Dummy Labs. They have lifelike flesh, bones.
Are ballistic
have
bears
green
more
blood,
or
and are
less
supposed
dangerous
to be the equivalent
than
to
polar
a
bears?
small grizzly bear. Today
Grizzly
I do
bears.
not have any common rifles. I just have really big guns. And this is the smallest of the big guns that I brought today. This is a CZ 550 chambered in 416 Rigby, and I'm going to be using a 350 grain hot
That's pretty
core.
big. That's
This
pretty
is
big.
not made for penetration, but I still think we're going to
Oh,
get
no
great
penetration.
But what I'm really hoping for is some energy transfer. Okie dokie. First shot of the day.
I'm ready.
It's gonna be a big one. Here we go.
Is that a red dot? Oh my goodness. I don't think the bear's okay. Oh my, oh, it's got a crater in its face. Guys, I think the doctors aren't fixing this one.
So I was hoping
It
to
still has
get
the ears.
more than one rifle per bear head, but I don't know if that's going to happen. That was extremely energetic. There are pieces of the bear skull absolutely everywhere, and I don't
That was
know
violent.
if there's much bear
That was
left
the
to
small
even
gun
shoot
too,
with
by the way.
The next rifle. You know what, let's just shoot it anyways. So we are really stepping it up. 416
He's shooting the same
Rigby
one.
was pretty eventful,
I
but
think-
this guy is
yeah, I think that
packing
bears
a lot
down.
more power. This is my A square 577
Square.
Tyrannosaur, one of only 24 in the entire world, and I have a
One of
577
24.
T-Rex 650 grain soft point. There is barely enough bear left for this next shot.
The dad jokes. There's no way he's not a father.
All right, I'm about to get kicked. Oh my God!
He just liquefied it. Something fell out of it. That bear was smuggling soda. The bear was smuggling soda. That was... wow.
That was
I don't think the
pretty
bear's okay.
eventful, wouldn't you
Just
say?
a hunch.
I did not tell you, but I filled the bear head with a 2 liter of soda because we did a lot of damage with the 416 Rigby, and we still managed to do
It still has its... oh.
a lot of damage. That's rather disgusting. God.
Oh, it's all
looks like a
flappy and gross.
Demogorgon now. It's just like... Anyways, looks
It still has
like
its ears.
416
You can still
Rigby and
almost tell it's a bear.
577 Tyrannosaur would be great options for bear protection. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of slide that off the table.
Oh. Oh, that sounded
And
so
I'm going to
gross.
go get another one.
It sounded so
Oh, I
squishy.
failed to mention that these things weigh like 75 or 80 pounds. I mean, I can barely carry it. So we have a fresh grizzly
He
bear
made
and
that look
another
easy to
giant
carry.
rifle. This is my bolt action 600 overkill, and it indeed is overkill. This thing is throwing a 900 grain soft point at 2,200 feet per second. That is a lot of energy. So much so, I don't know if there's going to be much of that bear left for the next rifle.
Oh, that's large.
This one's going to hurt.
Hey, that didn't
Holy
look as
cow.
bad as the first one. That fly almost died. Ooh. Look, it's blushing. It's blushing green.
We may have got some pretty good penetration on that one. Maybe not as much expansion. So it looks like Mr. Grizzly got hit right here on the nose, and it
He got
went
booped.
completely through. You can see there's a pretty big wound channel through here.
That was a very violent
and then
booping.
came out the back. And this is why I decided to use soft points today. I know that with a brass solid, we would zip right through this thing. So with our soft points, I was hoping to get penetration
He need to brush his
and
teeth. They're all
expansion.
green.
And that is exactly what we are getting. So now let's move on to the next big ridiculous rifle. 600 Overkill is a gigantic rifle, and there's not many guns
Wait.
out there that will make it look small.
600
except for this
Overkill?
one. This is one of only a few in the entire world. This is a 700
flexing all his rare
BMG,
guns on us.
and it is absolutely massive. I mean, look at this bolt. It is huge. When it comes down to it, this is basically a 50 BMG on steroids.
I want to know how
This
much all
is the
these rounds
700
cost.
BMG. It is a 1,000 grain, 70 caliber bullet, and it's going to be delivering a lot of energy. Also, I decided to scoot up a little bit, you know, just for fun.
Oh yeah,
All
it
right.
wasn't gonna do enough damage if he was further
Here we
away.
go. Oh! Oh! Oh, it kicks so hard.
Oh, oh no. You could see all the way through it for just a second. The insides of its head are now on the outside.
Let's inspect. It appears
Enhance.
that
Enhance.
we did a lot of damage. I mean, we
Oh
broke
my.
up a lot of bone. It was literally raining bones there for a little while. And we've traveled all the way
Raining
through
bones.
and came out the back right there. 700 BMG is not playing around, and it kicks like an absolute mule. Or a bear.
I definitely don't have anything to shoot that would make it rain
All right.
bones.
Got another bear head here. So now the moment we have all been waiting for. I have a fresh grizzly bear set up, and I have the 4-bore rifle. This is a Christian Firearms single shot
That's so
volley
large.
block 4-bore rifle. It is 1 inch in
That's
diameter,
just shoulder-fired
weighs over
artillery.
20 pounds, and is going to be producing over 200 pounds of felt recoil. It is the largest shoulder-fired rifle you can get, and it fires this. A 1-inch projectile that weighs 2,150 grains and is going to be kicking out over 10,000 foot-pounds of energy. Basically, she be kicking. And if you want to know
so
a
much.
little more information about this 4-bore rifle and 4-bore rifles in general, you need to swing over to my Kentucky Ballistics Breakdown channel. I just posted a video on this.
Yo, I didn't-
I'll put a link to that
I didn't
in
know
the
about
description
that.
down below.
I didn't know about that channel. I need to go look at that channel.
Oh!
Golf
tell you
ball
what,
launcher.
If you
Launches
enjoy this
lead golf
content
balls.
and you want to see more big, ridiculous guns like this 4-bore, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Oh! All right. Let's ride the lightning.
Oh. I don't think that. I don't.
Oh, it's been a while
It's
since
over.
I shot that.
It's still recognizable at the end. It's still recognizable at the end. It could have been worse. It just liquefied the inside of that. Oh, you can see the projectile. You can see the projectile leave.
It's like a tuning fork. So, judging
fun.
from what I just saw, I believe a 4-bore would be good for multiple bears. We hit
At
this
least
bear
two.
first, and
It looked like it was
slow-mo
moving pretty
is
slow at the end
very
of the second one.
revealing. It expanded and delivered a ton of energy to this first bear, and then went all the way through it. You can see that is a massive
That bear looks like the
wound
Doom
channel.
guy
Then
just got done with
continued
it.
on into
Just
bear
ripped
number
open.
2. He has already been damaged, but still went all the way through it and then came out the back and then continued on. I have a 55-gallon drum of water here. I was hoping to catch it in, but it looks like it went towards the berm. Yeah, I'm probably not going to find that one, but that's okay though, because we had some awesome results out of the 4-bore. Let me know what you would like to see me shoot with the 4-bore next in the comment section down below.
What? Why? He's
never
sealing the
can be too
wounds with
careful,
fire
you know?
extinguisher powder.
Only bears can start forest fires. At least that's what they taught me in school. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure and give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to Kentucky
Why does
Ballistics,
he have a
be
zombie
sure and hit that
apocalypse
subscribe
rated
button. Also, be sure
wrench?
to check me out on Kentucky Ballistics Breakdown, Kentucky Customs, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all those can be found in the description down below, along with a link
Shoot
to
a cantaloupe.
KentuckyBallistics.com,
Shoot a single
just in case you
cantaloupe
wanna
with the
pick up a
2-bore.
shirt. And as always,
Or
my
four
name
bore.
is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics. I'll see you next time.
He should have covered him in fire extinguisher powder before he shot him. So it launched all the powder into the air. That would have been pretty cool. That would have been pretty cool. I really want a large bore gun. I definitely cannot afford one. I don't think I could afford a single round to shoot out of that thing. Four bore ammo. How much does it cost? How much is it? Just tell me how much the ammo costs. Just the projectile for a 4-bore costs $260. Just the projectile. It's just lead. I could cast that myself. The only thing I can find for a 4-bore cartridge is this old Rock Island for a box of 10 4-bores, estimated price $3,000 to $5,000. That is $300 to $500 a round. And that's in 2019. That's so much money. It would be easy to reload since you can just pour the powder in. It's stupid. Glad I'm not into that stuff. You gotta have a heavy wallet to be into the super large bore rifles. Which, I mean, let's be honest. Kentucky Ballistics, man's getting literally millions of views every video. He's got the money for it. He's got the money for it. Might as well make a rifle that shoots P320s out of it. That's just called a cannon. Just make a cannon and stuff P320s into it. Ferocious, I feel like it'd be cheaper to totally cast your own stuff. If you can get a 4-bore brass, just like the spent brass, then you could probably like cast your own bullets and reload them. Probably. Those rifles are basically cannons or mountain guns. They are entirely ridiculous. And apparently it weighs 20 pounds. That rifle weighs more than the unloaded Phalo. That's insane. Literally crazy. Make a rifle that shoots a cartridge that is just a golf ball stuffed into a Red Bull can. And you should do that. And let me know how that goes. What is this? Oh no. Oh no.
Golly, this hurts so bad. The gun just blew up, and you have a hole in your neck. Took his thumb and shoved it up into my neck and was like, we got to stop the bleeding. I didn't think that we'd be putting a thumb in my neck again today.
Kentucky
put a
Ballistic.
thumb in it. We're going to show you who can really put a thumb in it. I could have used you that day. Ooh.
What is happening?
Oh,
I heard that.
That felt good.
Oh.
Holy smokes. I feel like I'm like 6'4" now. Oh, what is that popping?
Scar tissue.
Oh, gosh.
This is what you gotta work on. Feel that?
Yeah.
So when you're sitting there watching TV,
You're
right?
going to have to put a thumb in it again, right?
Thumb in it.
Oh.
Oh, not the head jerking. Oh. I couldn't do that. What happened to me? Hello? Why am I stuck in a weird spot? Okay, that's better. Oh, the chiropractor, like, the head yoink. That's so dangerous. Oh my goodness. There's so many people have gotten, like, life-altering injuries because of that. It can, like, break and burst blood vessels in your neck and cause all kinds of problems. That chiropractor has a ton of videos on all the celebrities he's worked on. I don't know how I feel about a celebrity chiropractor. That sounds strange. Holy jeez. I still can't figure out if chiropractors are legit or snake oil salesmen. I think it's both. I think that there are legit chiropractors because there are chiropractors that do have legitimate, like, medical degrees. Like, my dad goes to a chiropractor every now and then. But his chiropractor has, like, an actual, like, medical degree. But then there's other chiropractors who just, like, rented out an office in a strip mall and they're like, yep, I can make people's joints pop. Chiropractor. Chaos. Think he will work on anyone, but the videos are people that probably consented. I would hope so. I would hope if you're sharing videos with people on the internet that they consented to that. Stand for Mahler. Look up videos of them doing adjustments on babies. That just sounds awful. I mean, I believe that it exists. But, that just sounds disturbing to watch. I know there's also, like, animal chiropractors who will, like, adjust your dog's spine or something. It's probably pretty fringe. Yeah, I don't take your literal infant to a chiropractor. Like, I feel like if there's any way to, like, stunt your infant's growth or make them permanently disabled forever,
Deploying reinforcements.
Stan
That's how you do it.
_ Mahler just followed on Twitch.
Stan for Mahler. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Oh, the torch cuts parts kit for a commemorative Browning BAR. Rip. All right, chat. It is almost approaching. It's almost approaching midnight. And I've been streaming for like 3 hours. I do unfortunately have to wake up tomorrow morning far too early. So unfortunately, I do believe it's going to be about that time of day where we have to call stream. Shotgun Sunday tomorrow. Do you want Shotgun Sunday? Do you want me to pull out all my weird shotguns? I mean, I don't have that many super strange shotguns. But we are going to be ending here. Let's see. Who do we raid today? Who do we raid? You know who we're gonna raid? We're gonna raid Dax. Dax to Crowley. He's currently playing Elden Ring. But they do a lot of very cool art. Particularly of kind of sus kinds. As well as some cool Coffin of Andy and Lele style artwork. So we're going to raid them. Can we raid anyone on Kick? You know, we're gonna on Kick. We're gonna host Pippa. We're hosting Pippa on Kick, and Kick hosts always happen really fast whenever they happen. So Kick stream is just going to vanish at some point. All right, but for everyone else, we have raid messages. Oh, thank you, not the Batfa. We have raid messages, both for those subscribed and not subscribed. So, until tomorrow, I will be back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, I will see you all next time. So, thank you for stopping by. Listen to me yap, do a little react Andying. So, until next time, I will see you all next time. Goodbye, not the Batfa, Holy G's, Stand for Mauler, Chaos Ferocious,